Hello friends, I'm George, the nice medic gentleman. Welcome back to the channel guys, I hope that all of you are doing well. Today I'm going to do my review on two scents from the brand of Afnan that I've been chasing for a very long time before I was finally able to get my hands on bottles of them. The two fragrances that I'm going to talk about today are called Supremacy In Oud. This one is a member of the Supremacy line of fragrances, and this one is being inspired by Initio's Oud for Greatness, and the second one is called Turathi Brown, and this one is inspired by YSL Tuxedo. Both of them have a very nice quality, both of them offer great performance, but let me tell you more about them in today's video. I'm going to start the video off by taking a look at the Supremacy In Oud. First, the fragrance comes packaged in this brownish colored box with some golden accents. It's very similar to the other fragrances that are members of the Supremacy line. This is an outer sleeve. Up here you get the name of the fragrance, the name of the brand. On the top and on the back you got some additional information and branding. There's a sticker of authenticity. The bottle here is 100 milliliters. The concentration is extrait de parfum, so the highest possible concentration. The production date of this particular bottle is October of 2023. Once you take out that sleeve, you're introduced to the actual box. This is how you open up the box. On the inside here you'll find a bit of a message from Afnan, and the bottle sits inside. This inside box is actually plastic. It's very sturdy and very protective of the fragrance itself. And then this is how the bottle looks. It has exactly the same bottle design as all other members of the Supremacy line, but apart from the fact that this comes in a brownish colored coloration with the golden accents. The cap has metallic coating. You get a secure click. It's not a very heavy bottle, but all around the quality here is very nice, and that's what you've come to expect from the brand of Afnan. The note breakdown of Supremacy In Oud from Afnan has the following notes. The top notes are saffron, nutmeg and lavender. The middle notes are agar oud and sweet notes, and the base notes are patchouli and musk. I'll show you the spray in action, and then I'll tell you what I pick up out of Supremacy In Oud from Afnan. The sprayer is nice, almost feels like it's pressurized, puts a nice amount of juice out. And now onto the scent of Supremacy In Oud. As I said, this fragrance is inspired by Oud for Greatness from Initio, but it feels exactly that, more of an inspiration, more of a twist on the original scent. It doesn't feel like a straight up copy of the original. This opens up very spicy, but at the same time quite fresh. In the opening I pick up a strong saffron note, I pick up a strong nutmeg note. There's something a little bit peppery, maybe there's a black pepper note in here, but also feels quite fresh and aromatic at the same time because the lavender note is quite strong. There's a hint of the agar oud note somewhere in the background, and also this feels quite sweet right from the first spray. There's definitely some amber sweetness and a little bit of that fruity sweetness. With that, to my nose, they come across like a dry fruit type of note that has quite a lot of sweetness. There's even something a little bit like a minty freshness, a hint of minty freshness in the opening of this one, but all around it feels spicy but quite fresh and aromatic at the same time, with a hint of the agar oud note and quite a bit of sweetness. When this goes into the dry down, some of that spiciness from the opening and some of that freshness and aromatic vibe that you get out of this fragrance, on the dry down they're almost completely gone. They take more of a backseat. The dry down becomes a little bit, not a little bit, quite a lot more woodsy. The agar oud note becomes a little bit stronger, although this doesn't feel animalic or very skanky at all. The agar oud note is very civilized, if I can put it that way. The dry down becomes a little bit sweeter again. The ambery sweetness and that dry fruity sweetness that you get out of this fragrance becomes a little bit stronger, and it also becomes quite a bit musky as well. All around, this is a very nice and enjoyable scent that has a very nice quality, and I find it really easy to wear, and I'm quite liking it. When it comes to how close this fragrance is to the original scent from Initio that this is being inspired by, this again feels more like a twist. It lacks the sharp spiciness that you get out of the original scent. It also feels a little bit fresher, a little bit more aromatic in the opening, and feels quite a bit sweeter in the opening and then on the dry down. When it comes to performance, Another strong area about this fragrance, I wouldn't call it a beast mode scent, unfortunately, but at the same time it's not disappointing at all. I've been getting somewhere between 8 to 9 hours of performance on my skin with pretty nice projection in the first about hour and a half. So performance wise, I don't find any issues with this fragrance. Price wise, this is a little bit more expensive, at least around here in Europe. This tends to cost somewhere between 30 to 40 euros. But Afnan have usually been a little bit more pricey when it comes to Middle Eastern fragrance houses. And then when it comes to versatility, a unisex scent that in my opinion leans to the masculine side. Definitely a fragrance that you should wear strictly in the colder months of the year, and at least in my opinion definitely more of a nighttime scent. And now onto the second fragrance featured in today's video, again from Afnan, that's called Turathi Brown. The fragrance comes packaged in this brownish colored box, as the name would suggest. Again, you get some golden accents. On the front you got the name of the fragrance, the name of the company, the bottle size 90 milliliters, the concentration EDP. On the top and on the back you get some additional branding, Afnan branding, a sticker of authenticity, and also the production date here is stamped on, and it's February of 2024. In order to get to the bottle you need to open up the box like this, and again, like with the previous fragrance, you get a message from Afnan themselves that's included. And then this is how the bottle looks. It has exactly the same bottle design as the other member of the Turathi line, which is called Turathi Blue. You get a metallic cap that's really nice and heavy. It's a very snug fit. All around a very nice packaging, very sort of on high quality packaging. The only thing that I don't like about both Turathi fragrances is the fact that the bottle design has a very narrow bottom part, and because it's quite heavy it can be a bit wobbly on your stand, but other than that the quality is very nice. The note breakdown of Turathi Brown has the following notes. The top notes are amber, patchouli, woodsy notes and ozonic notes. The middle notes are spicy notes, aromatic spices, vanilla, and the base notes are balsamic notes, rose and aquatic notes. Let's take a look at the sprayer in action, and then again I'll quickly talk about the scent of Turathi Brown. Another very decent sprayer. And now onto the scent of Turathi Brown. As I said in the beginning of the video, this fragrance is inspired by YSL Tuxedo, one very famous fragrance from the private line of YSL that unfortunately tends to be really expensive, but it's a great scent. And Turathi Brown again feels more like a twist on the original DNA rather than a straight up copy. It opens up pretty similar with quite a lot of spices in the opening. There's something really peppery in the opening of this fragrance, but it feels less sharp and less spicy compared to the original fragrance. Opens up also quite sweet. There's ambery and vanillic sweetness, especially the vanillic sweetness is very present in the opening. I also pick up a hint of something like a boozy note in here. I'm not sure what kind of a boozy vibe or note Afnan have used, but I definitely pick up a hint of that. And I also pick up quite a bit of a tobacco note. There's also a rose note in here. It's quite a complex scent, especially in the opening. But at the same time feels kind of fresh, kind of refreshing, and again less sharp and slightly sweeter compared to the original scent. When this goes into the dry down, this is where you lose quite a most part of the spiciness from the opening of this fragrance. The dry down becomes sweeter. You're introduced to more vanillic and ambery sweetness. The rose becomes a little bit more prominent. The tobacco note is still there on the dry down. Also, I pick up quite a strong patchouli note on the dry down of Turathi Brown. And all around, this is a very masculine, very sophisticated scent, and again another fragrance that I really like. When it comes to how close this fragrance is to the original scent, it definitely feels a little bit fresher, a little bit sweeter and less spicy. But if you are familiar with Tuxedo, you'll definitely pick up that the Turathi Brown is actually being inspired by that original fragrance. When it comes to performance, another pretty strong fragrance. I've been getting about 8 hours of performance, which is pretty much on par with the original scent, with again pretty nice projection in the first hour and a half up to 2 hours. So performance wise, a good performer. Price wise, again a little bit more expensive. Around here it costs somewhere between 30 to 40 euros, but you're getting the usual high quality when it comes to Afnan fragrances. And versatility wise, I think this is a very masculine scent that's definitely more orientated towards the cold season of the year. Although it's not a strictly cold weather scent, I still would wear this more in the colder weather. And at the end, a few final words about Supremacy in Oud and Turathi Brown, both from the brand of Afnan. As I said in the beginning of this video, I've been chasing these two for quite a while before I was finally able to get my hands on bottles of them for a reasonable price, and I'm very happy with the end result. I really been enjoying those two scents. Supremacy in Oud is a very nice, like a sweeter, easier to wear alternative for Initio's Oud for Greatness. I've never been a huge fan of the original fragrance, but I find Supremacy in Oud from Afnan a lot easier to wear, a lot more enjoyable. At the same time has a very nice quality, it's very long lasting, comes very luxuriously packaged, and all around offers a great experience. Turathi Brown, on the other hand, draws its inspirations from Tuxedo from YSL, and again it's a softer, sweeter take on the original DNA, a very masculine scent that has a very sort of classic, slightly old school vibes, but again easier to wear compared to the original fragrance, feels sweeter, less spicy, a little bit more aromatic, a little bit fresher, and a sweeter take on the original DNA. Again, offers fantastic quality, offers very good performance, and all around I think both fragrances are great value for money and offer superb quality. And so guys, in today's video I did my review of two scents from the brand of Afnan, Turathi Brown and Supremacy in Oud. I hope that you found this video interesting or helpful. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in the next one. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.